I want to ask you about Cristiano Ronaldo once again, because Portugal are playing soon as well. We had Fernando Santos doing his press conference, focused fully on the squad. Bruno Fernandes as well. Just, I'm also reading, obviously, that from your reporting and what Manchester United are putting out there, that, you know, all that payment that was obviously due to Ronaldo as well, that's not going to be the case. That's a massive thing for Manchester United to suddenly say. So, A, there's that. How did that work out? And B, where do you see him now in January?
Yeah, I mean, I think United really have got what they wanted with this. You know, first and foremost, they wanted it resolved after the interview came out. They wanted this resolved very, very quickly, which they have done. You know, it's taken a matter of days, and you know, they didn't want to get into a sort of a drawn-out legal battle, which would have taken months and possibly years. But secondly, that Cristiano Ronaldo is going to leave and leave behind, you know, the best part of sort of £60 million worth of wages, which is a massive win for United. I think that they made it very, very clear that this threat to sue him for breach of contract was not just a bluff, and it was genuine. That if he had decided to fight this, that United were prepared to take this legal action. And I think once Ronaldo and his representatives realised what a strong case United had for that they decided that it was best for everyone just to agree a mutual termination and both go their separate ways. In terms of where he goes, ultimately that is going to be down to Cristiano. He's got two choices in my eyes. He wants to get paid. He wants his money from the last few years of his contract, and he goes to somewhere like Saudi Arabia, or he tries to get his £500,000 a week at a PSG or a Chelsea or somewhere, or he says, you know what, I'm going to do it for the love of football. I want to go somewhere and try and win as much as I can, and he goes to somewhere like, I don't know, Napoli and takes a pay cut, or he goes back to Sporting Lisbon. Obviously, they can't afford £500,000 a week, but they can afford something. And he goes back, and it's a nice romantic end to his career. So ultimately now, the thing about Cristiano is this decision is now his. It's nothing to do with United. It's nothing to do with another club demanding or keeping him out of the hands of other clubs. It's up to him. And you will find out exactly what he wants out of these final years of his contract by the choice that he makes with his next club. Either he wants to cash in as much as he can, make as much money until he's 40 and then go, or he wants to keep winning things. He wants to score Champions League goals. He wants to go somewhere and end on a really high note. And, we'll see that when he makes his decision, possibly very, very soon, I imagine.
Yeah, 100%. It's definitely up to him. But if history tells us anything, Ronaldo's biggest priority is Ronaldo. So we'll have to see what happens there. Hey, Tom, is there a world where Portugal win this whole thing, the World Cup, and then Ronaldo just says, I'm done, I'm retiring?
No, I don't think so. I don't think he's quite yet ready to go off and play chess with Messi. I think, I just think that, this whole thing over the last 6 months, and Rob has followed this a lot closer than I have, but it seems to be him sort of trying to halt the tide, prevent the dying of the light, as he perhaps comes to terms with his own sort of footballing sort of mortality, how his body's changing, he's not as quick as he once was, etc. So I don't think he'd want this to be, this whole episode with Man United, to be the full stop on his domestic career. He's already talking about, wanting more time in the game. You'd imagine that, there's a lot more in him still.
Yeah. I can definitely see it.
Really?
Portugal winning the World Cup, yeah, and him standing with a trophy and saying, "See you, boys, I'm done." I mean, genuinely.
Anybody?
Portugal, if anyone can do, like you say, if anyone is going to do it, it's him. You just see the way that Zinedine Zidane ended his career. I can certainly see Ronaldo thinking of those headlines. And the ridiculous thing is that we've spoken so much about Ronaldo since we've been in Qatar that there's been no focus on Portugal. The players that they've got, Bernardo Silva, Ruben Dias, João Felix, all these guys, this is a fantastic team. They are capable of going very, very deep in this tournament. And then, when you get to the quarters and the semis, you just don't know. It would, given what Ronaldo has done and the personality that he is, it would not surprise me in the least bit if he walks off into the sunset with the World Cup under his arm.
Anybody that watches Seinfeld knows what George likes to do, and leave on a high. Ronaldo might just do exactly that.
Thank you very much for watching ESPN FC on YouTube. For more highlights, analysis, and exclusive content, be sure to subscribe.